Hey, y'all. Hold on. I'll get this thing. Hey, Miss Aura. How are you? Oh my God. I don't know what's going on with TikTok. Why it's acting like it don't want to come on. So just give me a minute. And let me put everything on Do Not Disturb real quick. Mm. Hey, Marnie. How are you? Okay. I really don't even know what's going on with TikTok. I'm gonna try one more thing. But um, hey everybody. Let me take my gum out real quick because I had to freshen my own breath because I was like, I can't be in here talking to y'all and be smelling something I don't want to smell. So I just ate. And so I'm like, let me give me some gum real quick. Hey Amy. Okay. One quick second. Let me turn this phone back on because it's tripping. Yes, Miss Aura. You know you be working. I got to give it to you, boy. You my hero over here. All right. So if anybody has any questions, y'all know to make sure you drop them. Hey Jody, we're gonna be talking some taxes tonight. Um, again, y'all know it's almost tax season, so we're gonna do taxes and credit tonight. But if y'all have any questions about anything else, we will address that as well. Oh God. All right, let's see if it'll let me go live. Because y'all know me and TikTok we have an off and on relationship. Okay, they're like a bad boyfriend. Oh my God, I don't like this. So if it won't come on this one, then maybe I can try to see if it'll come on this other one because it is not coming on at all. So let me try this phone. Let me see. Okay, they're both saying loading. Hey, Miss Pam. Hey, Pammy. Okay. Well, you know what? Ain't nobody got time to be playing with TikTok this afternoon. I really don't. So if it don't come on, it just don't come on. Let me take this gum. Boom, I'm back. And I'm gonna sit. Okay. All right. So I don't know why TikTok is tripping. So maybe I'm gonna have to load it later. So again, hey y'all, thank y'all for being here with me each and every Monday. I truly appreciate it. I swear, you guys each week just always keep reaffirming part of my purpose. So I love to look out. So I wanted to talk, like I said, taxes and credit. Hey, Marcy said hey to y'all. She wanted to say hello. Thank you, Marcy, for being here. Let everybody see you said hey. Okay, it is P10, not T-Pen, P10, preparer tax identification number. Okay, so if anybody is going to be doing taxes, I do not know if y'all saw some of my recent TikTok videos, and I definitely always want to go over that as well. One of the videos that I put out was to let you guys know that we are this year we're gonna do something different. Okay, this year if you guys are getting your taxes done, now y'all know I don't ever try to get you guys to have me do them, anything like that, because I'm fair and I don't try to encourage either way. You can go to whomever you've been going to. But what we're going to start doing, I'm hoping, is that we start paying attention to what they're doing and also to make sure that these people are not doing your taxes and being a ghost tax preparer. I guess I'll get to credit in a little bit, okay? But since she put T-Pen when it's actually P10, but you guys, if you haven't, I got a little homework for y'all, okay? Pull out your tax paperwork from your previous years. And when you do, and I don't know why they're not letting me go live. So when you pull out your taxes from previous years, what I really want you guys to do, oh, I see why I wasn't able. Hold on, y'all. Let me, okay. The Wi-Fi wasn't on. So let me see if that was what it is. But I definitely want you guys to pull out your taxes from your previous years and your first and second page. I know it's probably going to say the name of the company that did your taxes, but I'm not talking about their advertisement. I want you to look at your tax paperwork. Look for Form 1040. Okay, let me just put this down here so y'all can see all the IRS forms if y'all did not know. And if y'all have not signed up to take the tax class, I got a couple of y'all. I want to say thank you very much. So if that's something y'all interested in doing, you want to learn about taxes, I got into taxes just because I enjoy it. It really has nothing to do with making it a side hustle or anything like that. I enjoy taxes. So that's why I like to talk about it, because I do find that this is one of the ways that we regular folks get beat and cheated by people. And there aren't a lot of things that we can control. But one thing that we can control, well, a few things that we can control, and I'm talking about that tonight, is your taxes and your credit. Okay. Those are two things you can control. So what I want y'all to do for homework, hey, TikTok, I'm sorry I'm on here late. I did not have the Wi-Fi on. Forgive me. Look at IRS form 1040. All of the IRS forms have a title in the top left-hand page. So if you do not know which form I'm talking about, you need to flip open your taxes, look in the top left-hand corner and find 1040. Once you find that, I need you to go to the second page of your 1040, page 2. And you need to look where you sign your taxes. And if somebody did your taxes and you paid them, their name and their P10 should be on your paperwork. Okay. The P10, if you ain't watched my video, it stands for your preparer tax identification number. And the only reason that you need that, not the only reason, there are a few, but one of the biggest reasons that you need it is because you paid somebody to do something and you don't know if they just lied and did whatever on your taxes, and then in the event you get audited, and let me tell y'all, people are like crazy. Okay, if you find yourself getting audited, you want to make sure that that person is going to be held responsible because they did your taxes and you signed them, which means it's a 50-50 deal. 50% they're responsible because they prepared them. The other 50% is your responsibility because you signed it and you let them e-file it on your behalf. Okay, so I need y'all to start looking at that IRS 1040, the second page, where your signature and the preparer signature goes, to make sure they have a P10. If they don't have a P10, I would be a little cautious, because the IRS only issues those to certain people. Now, if your tax preparer doesn't have one because they didn't know about it, well, tell them I'll be back, girl. Okay? Why? Because it don't take that long to get one. A day, 24 hours, 36 hours, let them get one. Okay. And the other thing I want y'all to look for is, and make sure y'all share the like and share and all that good stuff. I appreciate it. I am noticing more and more of y'all are contacting me. So regardless if my views go up, somebody's watching and somebody told somebody about me. And I appreciate that very, very much. Seriously. Okay. I want you guys to also make sure on the second page of the IRS 1040 that these people are not putting self-prepared. If you pay somebody to do your taxes and they put self-prepared, that means exactly what it says. It says that you prepared them. That's what it's telling the IRS. Okay. When the one guy reached out to me and he said, Shamika, I've been watching you, and y'all know I got to give it up to the fellas, because a lot of men do not like to, one, admit they're wrong. Okay. Y'all ladies, holler if you hear me. Okay. And secondly, they are very seldom want to come and ask somebody for help. Now, they'll come and ask a man, but to come and ask a woman is a big thing. But this individual had somebody do his taxes and got him $30,000 in a tax refund. Y'all hear what I'm saying? $30,000 tax refund. Now, he told me out of his own mouth, I know I wasn't supposed to get that much, but the person told me they can get it and I needed the money. So I went on and let them do it. Okay, no judgment. Then I said, well, let me see your taxes. He sent them to me. Baby, the first thing I did is the first thing I'm telling y'all to do. I went right to that 1040 page because I said, I want to see if this person who he paid, now, mind you, if they got him $30,000, how much y'all think that they asked for? Y'all been getting y'all taxes done for a while. I'll wait. Okay. So y'all tell me what y'all think they asked for when it comes to getting his refund. Just take a guess. Or you could tell me what percentage y'all think they asked for of his refund. Okay. Hey Mo. So I'm gonna wait to see what y'all say. Y'all know I like a little bit of feedback since we can't necessarily talk. This is our way of talking. Okay. Hey Darnell. Oh, Darnell says 7,500. Whew. And you know what? And they probably did. I just want to, okay, Mo said 80%. Okay, that's a whole lot. Okay. Uh, let me 10, okay, that's right. 10%. They wanted $3,000 because they lied and got him $30,000. But guess what the IRS did? They did what they normally do. They waited until it was 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. Once you hit that third year, and this is what I want all my people who signed up to take the tax class with me so y'all can start your own tax business. One of the things I like for you guys to do is to be here on Monday because I probably am already answering the questions that y'all are going to have. But I also want to give this out to you guys who aren't doing it. Y'all just want to get your taxes done. That's fine too. 10% is what they normally ask for, but they did not put their name on his taxes. So when he got audited at the end of the 3 years, okay, now remember, 3 years is your cutoff date. If you have not made, if you needed to make any changes on your taxes, if you haven't done them by the end of the tax season for the third year, and I'm gonna make this clear. So next year is 2024. That means we're doing 2023 taxes, which also means you cannot go back and do anything uh, for 2019 because the 3 years has passed. You could do 20, you could do 21, and you could do 22. All right. So they have 2021, 22, but at April 15th, 2024, the IRS says you are cut off. You can't make no changes. And you know what they do? That's when they audit you because now you can't make no changes. They are slick. Okay. And so they are going to leave it up to you guys. This is why you need to make sure the person's name is on it because when this individual went down to the local IRS office, he tried to say, well, so and so did my taxes and I didn't even know this is what they were doing. Now he knew they were doing something wrong, but he didn't know what they were doing. And you know what the IRS man told him? It is only your name on here. I don't see nobody else. Now, he didn't say he didn't believe him. He is just basically telling him what I'm telling y'all. If you pay somebody, their name had better be on your taxes because I don't want to hear no stories when y'all come to me talking about, can you help me figure this out? It's not fair. Y'all don't pay somebody all this money, 2,000, 3,000, however much. And you turn around and then when you want me to amend your taxes and I say 300, oh my God, you're about to die. That ain't fair. Okay. So if you know they lying, cool. That's on you. Their names still need to be on it because in the event something happens, that person needs to be able to go and either defend what they did or they need to be the one to go back and amend your taxes. But here goes the crazy part. I ended up finding out who did their taxes. And you know what that person did? That person came to me with their own taxes and said, I don't know how to do no amendments. Can you amend mine? Did y'all hear what I said? The person that got the person 30,000 came to me and wanted me to fix their own taxes. Now they can put you in trouble, but then they can't get you out of it. Now, again, I ain't gonna tell y'all who to go to, but this is what I'm seeing. So first and foremost, ask your tax preparer, even if it's the same person you've been going to, when you get off this live tonight. Girl, did you get your P10? You know why? Because as of December 31st, you can't get none. So they have a couple more weeks, 20 days to be exact, to get that P10 renewed or to apply. Because a person should not be doing your taxes and you should not be paying somebody and they won't even stand in the paint with you. If they ain't willing to get in the boat, and rock and roll in that mug with you, they don't need to be paid. Okay. And I approve that message. All right. Mo says, Mo, we talking about taxes right now. We're going to talk about taxes and credit. But again, if y'all got any questions, make sure you ask. Noreen says, I didn't know tax people get paid off your taxes. They have me pay up front. Now, that is an option. Thank you for saying that. So if anybody did not know, it depends on your tax preparer how they want to be paid. Now, let me tell you why individuals want to be paid up front. A lot of people want to be paid up front because they are too lazy to tell you that you need to call the Treasury Offset Hotline. Anybody want that number? Y'all need to do is get on shamikasaves.com, send me a message. Y'all know I'll send it to you. You need that number. Everybody need that number saved in their phone, in their contacts. Why? Because I'm tired of y'all filing taxes. And then when the IRS takes your money, you mad. You don't know what they took it for. So if you call the Treasury hotline before, or excuse me, the Treasury Offset Hotline, before you file, you will know if you're going to get a refund or not. So people have you pay up front because they are afraid that the IRS going to take your taxes and they won't get paid. And that has happened to me. Definitely has happened to me. So now it's like, girl, I'm going to need you to call. And if you need help, we could do a three-way. Because I want to hear to make sure you are going to get a refund and they are not offsetting your check. And we don't know. Now, y'all know they say one thing, but then another thing happens. And remember, they can offset your tax refund for unpaid unemployment. They said they're not going to do it for student loans, but y'all know they do it for student loans. They can do it for if you owe taxes. So if you owe if you owe back taxes, they will snatch their money first. Okay. Child support. So now they doing state and federal. And let me say, because I took a screenshot yesterday, the SBA says if you ain't paying, let me go on and pull this up real quick. Because I said, now look at them. They clearly telling you in your face that if you can't make the payment, hold on. It says they will garnish your wages. Now, wages is usually going to be your job, right? But how about I bet you if you ain't paid and you're going into past collections with them, they're going to snatch it because that is a federal debt. So SBA loans, unemployment, which is a state, child support, which is the state, unpaid taxes, which is the federal government, and student loans. But they say they're not doing that this year. So they got 6 different ways to take your money if you don't pay. All right. So P10, y'all need to find out if your tax preparer has it. And y'all also need to check to see if you owe before you file. Okay. Now, if somebody will, and probably y'all gonna ask, so I'm gonna get to it and say it now. People say, well, how can I stop them from taking my tax refund and I need my money? Well, you're gonna have to file bankruptcy. Now, I did not tell y'all them my 2 favorite words, free and bankruptcy. Y'all know them my 2 favorite words. So if you want to know how you stop garnishment or offset of your tax refund, that's the way you're going to have to do it. Now, I'm not encouraging anybody to, but I'm just letting you know that is how. Now, don't go file bankruptcy on Monday and file taxes on Tuesday and think that they won't get it. That ain't enough time. So if you know you got to have your money and you need it, but you also in a lot of debt and you're struggling, you might want to file an extension. If you file an extension, you have until October 15th. They give you 6 more months to get your stuff together. Unless you're military, they give you a little bit more time. Or if you're living out of the country, they give you a little bit more time. But if you are here, chilling over here in the US of A, they give you 6 more months. And if you know that you're going to owe before you file that extension, they still will fine you penalty late fees. So you'll get your refund, but it's going to be minus any late fees that you have. So please don't think you're going to get that whole 100%. Now it ain't going to be a lot. Your fee or fines won't be a lot, but they will fine you. Okay. The IRS going to find a way to get some money up at you. All right. So let me see what y'all saying real quick. Noreen said 300 to a million taxes is cheaper than paying all that money back. I agree with you 100%. Okay. I have had people that said, girl, I lied when I did my PPP. And I'm scared because people going to jail. Now, did y'all hear me say the only taxes you can amend is 20, excuse me, Did I say 20, 20, 21, 22? All right, no, because we're going to be 23. So you can only amend 21, 22, 23. All right. So if you didn't get the stimulus, it's too late to get it now because your 3 years has passed. They gave it out in what, 19 and 20? Y'all know these COVID years is messing me up. Is it 19 or 20 or 20 and 21? But if you didn't, all y'all need to know is you can fix 21, you can fix 22, and you can do anything with 23. Okay. And we haven't even started 23 yet. But that is how that's gonna go. All right. Okay. Miss Aura says, Miss Shamika, I got my P10 on my business name, but no longer have the business. What should I do? You do not need to do anything, Miss Aura. Miss Aura gonna be one of these good old tax preparers working with me this year. So if you have your P10, it don't matter if you don't have if the business name isn't active. That's not a big deal. Because you can always get a fictitious name and make it match the name that you had, and that's only $50 in the state of Florida. But the P10 is really not on your business. The P10 is on you. Okay. The IRS cannot issue a P10 to a business because a business ain't preparing your taxes. You are. So don't do anything. Just make sure your P10 is registered. Make sure you pay for it for the upcoming tax season. And if anybody wants to know how much it costs, it was $19.95 the other day when I did it. I went back on it the other day. It's $19.75. I don't know what they're going through, but they didn't give y'all a 20-cent discount. Okay. So if you want one, go and get you one. Okay. Once you get one, it's with you forever until you just don't use it no more or don't need it anymore. Okay, Noreen, the Treasury Offset Hotline is called the TOP program. TOP, like the top of your head, is called the TOP program. It stands for Treasury Offset Program. That is basically where they come and they offset your refund for whatever debts that you owe the state or the federal. Because remember, all states get their money from federal government. So really, they're all federal debts. Okay. So you don't pay something, you don't pay Uncle Sam. Now, y'all remember now, Uncle Sam is my uncle and he y'all uncle too. So he want to get his money just like he give it to y'all. So he is going to get his money first. All right. Let me see. Okay, Miss Ora, good. Go on and pay your $19.75 and get that. A P10, not the number 10, a P10. P, T is in Tom, I and N. That stands for Preparer Tax Identification Number. That is the number that the IRS issues to your preparer. Okay. And they do this because this is how they can track who is doing taxes because of so many ghost tax preparers. I do not want y'all having individuals doing your taxes and you paying them and they doing it in TurboTax. TurboTax is for individuals who do their own taxes. This is why the IRS is bringing back the self-filing program. Y'all remember I said that now you got the 13 states that individuals who live in these states will be able to do their own taxes. They're doing that because the IRS is getting too many complaints of fraud that y'all are paying people all this money and then they can't find them because there ain't no name on the taxes. Okay. So stop paying folks when you really don't mean to, because these people will run off on you. Okay. So we don't talk about the P10, not the number 10, but TIN. We talked about the Treasury Offset Program, the top of your head, the TOP program. That is who takes your money. And what was the other thing we talked about? Because I'll be trying to run back over this to keep it going. So I want to keep this as a nice flow. Hold on. Let me see. Oh yeah, so that was it. Those are two things: the P10, the TOP program, and make sure that you look at your IRS 1040 where you sign, and make sure that that person's did not have self-prepared. Okay, you did not. If you pay somebody, that is not self-prepared. That is a preparer that prepared your taxes. Okay. All right. What was my other thing? So if y'all got any tax questions, go ahead on and drop them, because I know once I switch to credit, y'all gonna be asking. So I got a couple things I wanted y'all to know that I need y'all to understand that these aren't new things, but you probably never heard of them before. Okay, so let me type this in here. So a lot of y'all gonna ask me or have asked me, I don't file with my husband because he owes child support. Okay, so there are two terms y'all need to know. One is called innocent spouse. So a person that's not guilty, they're innocent. So the innocent spouse. And then the other one is called injured spouse. Okay. Like when you're injured or you got an injury. All right. So those are the two programs that I want y'all to know about. I'm going to tell you the difference. And they're not programs. They're really just an application that you can do. So an individual that does not want to file with their spouse because their spouse owes child support or they're afraid that they're going to take some money from them, you can still file with your spouse. And the reason that I tell y'all I like you to do it is because you can use the standard deduction. And the standard deduction for married people is like $24,900. If you, and I'll explain what that is. But if you file by yourself as a single person, it's only 12,950. Or if you're head of household, it's only 19,000 and something. Okay. So what a standard deduction is, let me tell you, and this is on the IRS form, page 1. That IRS form 1040 is on page 1. If your salary is $20,000, okay, and you're a single person, I said your standard deduction for single is, what did I say, 12,009 something. So y'all know I don't like to do the math on the fly, okay? So that's not the gift God gave me, okay? So I use the calculator. So if a person made 20,000, their standard deduction for a single person is 12,400. You only are getting taxed on the difference, which is $7,600. So why would you not file with your spouse and not get that full $24,000? If you file a single, you're losing money. You're losing them $11,000 that the IRS doesn't have to tax you on. So what y'all need to do is first find out what category filing status you fall under. You married? You had a household? Okay. You're a qualified widow. I'm gonna get into all of that. So you need to understand your deductions, because some of y'all probably are screwing yourself because you think you smarter than the IRS, and that's not how it works. So if you are married and don't want to file with your spouse because they owe, you can file still together as a married couple and then submit the injured spouse along with your tax forms. It can just be uploaded. Most tax software will let you upload. TurboTax don't do it. But if they have a paid software, y'all can fill out the paperwork and they can just upload it and it submits it all to the IRS as one. And what you're doing, if you do the injured, if you're doing the injured spouse, you're telling the IRS, hey, I ain't the one that owe. I want y'all to give me my earned income credit because we got kids, and all other credits that I can get, and they will give you your portion of the tax refund. So if you worked and you paid taxes and you're supposed to get some money back, you'll get it all back, even though your other spouse owes. They will only take his, or I'm gonna say his because most of the time it's the men. They will only take his portion of the tax refund. So basically, it's the same thing as filing head of household. But the difference is y'all are screwing yourselves because you have a bigger tax refund coming to you if you file married because of the difference. Okay, head of household is 19,000. Married is 24,000. Now I don't know about y'all, but I want them $3,000. I need them to tax me less. Them 3,000 the IRS won't charge you taxes on that extra $3,000 because you're married. So your standard deduction is higher if you file the way you're supposed to. So you don't have to run from that just because somebody owes. All right. So let me know if y'all understand, because y'all know I talk fast. So let me know if y'all understand what the injured spouse is. I'm going to explain the innocent spouse. Now, the innocent spouse, this is another true story. I had a woman come to me. Her husband was very controlling. He would not allow her to do any other taxes. He filed everything in TurboTax. But here's what that fool did. He put her down as the primary tax preparer. And if y'all don't know, whose ever name goes on the paperwork first is the primary tax preparer. So if your husband not working, but the wife is, your name should go first because the majority of the money is coming from your check. Okay, now I know a lot of people put the man first because he's the man, but I only do it by who makes the most money. Okay, so whoever makes the most money should be the person that goes in there first. But this woman don't work at all. And he had been filing taxes for 6 years, putting her first And he lied and added all kind of, he just lied because basically he was trying to hide his money. She came to me with 6 years worth of taxes and said, I'm trying to get a divorce, and I did not know he was doing this. So in the event that that happens, you find out that somebody filed taxes and they took credits that you didn't owe, that you weren't entitled to, and they were just lying, then you can submit an injured spouse form to the IRS, letting them know, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with this foolishness. You all need to go after him. Okay. So a lot of the IRS gets a bad rap in a lot of ways. And it's only because a lot of people don't want to have to pay the money back. But they really have a form for every single thing you can think of. There ain't probably one situation that has happened that they don't already have a form. So the innocent spouse is the one that says, hey, give me my portion of the refund and only come after him. The injured spouse is the person saying, hey, he was lying. I didn't know. I don't want to be a part of this mess. Just give me whatever I'm supposed to get and only go after him. That is the injured spouse. If I can make it any simpler, that's about as easy as I can make it. So I hope y'all understand the difference, okay? And they are two different forms, but you definitely can. And so if you came to me and had me amend your taxes, and y'all, you got audited, and the IRS sends you the paperwork, and you like, what is all this? You can fix those taxes by amending them. I can amend them, and then we turn in that injured spouse form so that they know, hey, this is what it means. It ain't me. Okay, basically, all right, it ain't me. All right, that is the injured spouse. Okay. All right. So let me see what you're saying. Jim Brody, we were talking about paying for the P10. All right. Jim says, why do I always easy? I can tell you, because you're not paying enough. Anytime you owe the IRS, it's because you are not paying enough. So what y'all need to do, another thing, look, y'all know I'm gonna give you homework. Just look at your IRS 1040 form. The second page. Your income is in there. Your income already on the paper. Go down, you're gonna see this, the standard deduction is already taken out. Then what's left over is how much the IRS can tax you on. Okay. So like I said, a person who is single, the standard deduction is what did I say? 12,400. Say that person made $20,000 for the year. Let's take out 12,400. That means the IRS is only taxing them on $7,600. That amount is going to fall under the 10% tax rate. So $760 is what that person should pay in taxes. But if I look at your W-2 and you only paid $300, you're going to owe $400. You did not pay enough. So if you come to me and be like, why I always owe, it ain't them. It's you. You are not paying enough. So that's your homework. Okay, everybody, lottie-dottie, everybody, get that IRS form 1040, page 1 and page 2, and take a look and see what your tax rate, what they said you should have paid in taxes. It's going to be on the top of page 2. And then go on down before it gets to your refund amount and look at what it says you paid. If you did not pay enough, even if you got kids, even if y'all get earned income credit and all them other things, it still will show you how much you paid and how much you owed based off of your income. So if it's not right, you're gonna owe. Now, a lot of y'all have children, so the children help you not owe money because it gives you money back because you have kids. That is called a refundable credit. Okay, because you got children. You are doing the fuel credit. We'll get to that. There are lots of little things you could do to get refundable credits. And refundable means they just giving you money. There are a lot of tax credits, but every tax credit doesn't put money in your pocket. Okay. The tax credits help you not owe so much, but it don't give you money, if that makes sense. Okay. So I can give you a credit of $1,000 because you bought a doggone Tesla, but I'm not giving you $1,000 in cash. I'm just putting $1,000 towards what you owe. So if you owe the IRS $1,200, that $1,000 credit takes it away, and now you owe $2,000. That's it. But if it's a refundable credit, basically it's going to be like I told y'all, the rates for the kids. One child is about what did we say, $4,000? That's $4,000 back to you. They're gonna give you that. But a lot of credits are not refundable. Okay, so I hope y'all understand the difference. So if you owe every year, it's because you are not paying enough in taxes. There is no other way around it. Okay. All right. Let me see what y'all asking. Okay, it says, what would we want them to tax us on? More money? I don't understand. Why would we want them to? You're not having them tax you on more money. That's what y'all are not understanding. The standard deduction is to help you. If the standard deduction for a single person is $12,400, that means the first $12,400 of any income that you earn, they won't tax you on it. That's a break. That's a good thing. So a standard deduction is a good thing. But a lot of y'all don't even do the standard deduction because y'all go into y'all Schedule C and you itemize. So you don't get both. You either get your standard deduction, and that's just if you got a W-2 job. Now, if you add a Schedule C, meaning you're an independent contractor or you basically independent contractor. You work for Uber, you work for Lyft, you deliver pizzas, and you don't pay taxes. You can't take both. You're gonna have to choose which one gives you most money. So let me tell y'all. So if the person that is doing these write-offs on your taxes, if they aren't getting you, if they're not writing off more than what the standard deduction is, you might as well just take the standard deduction. I don't know if that makes sense, but we're gonna keep using single people. Single, 12,400 is your standard deduction. But if I'm doing your write-offs and I only give you $11,000 in write-offs, you might as well just choose the standard deduction because it's more money. 12,400 versus 11,000. So you got to see which one gives you more money. But a lot of people lie and add all kind of stuff that you don't need on there to get you a large refund. But this is why people are getting audited. Now, I'm not saying everybody gonna be passionate about taxes like me. This is something that I truly enjoy, as y'all can tell. Figuring this kind of stuff out is neat to me. But I'm also shocked all the time that some of y'all just let these people file and get you anything because you don't want to pay money. And it's okay if you owe the IRS. It really is, because they're going to give you every kind of way to help you pay them. Okay. So they really are trying to assist you so you ain't struggling. Okay. I met somebody yesterday. She says, I owe $63,000 in back taxes. And since I owe that much, I haven't filed taxes yet. And I just looked at her and said, and you think that's helping you? It's not. So if you owe taxes and you have not filed since then, you are not helping yourself. You are actually making your bill higher. It is no different than not paying your student loans. It's just going to keep getting higher, higher, more interest, more late fees. And next thing you know, you are over, she's going to be over 100,000 soon. So we don't want to keep avoiding the fact that we owe, because this is what the IRS does. You only got 3 years to fix your taxes, but they can go back as far as they want to and audit you and then charge you taxes on however many. They can go as far back as 10 years. So some of y'all might want to pay them and file your taxes, because if they go back 10 years, they're probably going to see that somebody lied on your taxes, and then they're going to make you owe for all that. And y'all going to pass out if they do it. Okay. So let me see what else y'all saying. I'm going to get to y'all in a minute on TikTok. Let me see. How about someone on disability? Can he claim as a dependent? If somebody is on disability, you can claim them as a dependent. That does include parents. Okay. That was the next thing I was going to tell y'all. You can claim your parents as dependents, and they do not, y'all heard me? They do not have to live with you. That only applies to parents. So that's one question I ask all the time. When somebody says I owe, I'm like, okay, you got parents? They on disability? If they are, you might want to file them as a dependent. It's at least gonna give you $500 back as a refundable credit, or it's gonna reduce whatever you owe by $500, whichever one, depending on what your situation is when it pertains to your refund. So if you're on disability, or you know somebody that's on disability, they should file, because they need to show the IRS that I am receiving disability. They can file and be claimed on somebody else's taxes. Okay. So one social can be used 2 times. All right. So if somebody's on disability and you want to claim them, you can, but they also need to file, because they want to make sure that nobody is using their social security number. And that's what I'm going to talk about when we talk about this credit, because that is happening. Y'all seen British Williams, the girl on Basketball Wives, and she got in trouble for this credit card fraud. Now she used the CPN. Now I just listened to her interview. She said she don't know if it belonged to somebody or not. So if she don't know, and you not filing, and you're on disability, you don't know if that was her that was using your check. Okay. So if you get disability, you need to file too, but you need to check the box that says I can be claimed on somebody else's taxes. Because the IRS needs to understand why that one social is showing up twice. And that also pertains to children. Okay. I got a COVID credit on my taxes for my business, and my income tax is still pending from 2021. Well, I'm gonna tell you why it's pending. Because the IRS is trying to give you an opportunity to change your taxes, because now they can say it's still processing. Now they're not going to tell you getting an audit. They're not. Okay. This is the same thing that happened with my sister. She did not know she could take the COVID credits. She did not know that she could get money for her daughter being out of school and her not being able to work. So we amended her taxes. She is still waiting. And now, I give it a certain amount of time. And then I say, hey, it's up to you. You can keep it pending if you want to, or you can just go ahead on and remove the COVID credits and just let it be. Now that is your choice. It is possible though that the IRS will come back and say, hey, we don't agree with this. I'm gonna need you to explain how you did this and got this. Okay, how you got these COVID credits and why is your refund like this? Now, if you believe that it's provable, which in most cases it is, because almost all schools closed down. If the child been out of school is that's believable. You can get something from the school to show that. You having COVID, that's believable. You can show that. But here is what gets people in trouble. Y'all got COVID credits for a business and you don't really have one. And only people who could take COVID credits were the individuals who had a Schedule C. They didn't give it to people who just had a W-2, unfortunately. Okay, so that's where they're going to get you. So if you know that you really got a business, you got an EIN, your business is really set up and with the Secretary of State, or you can show you got a business account, you made some transactions, whatever, then you may have a leg to stand on. So they're not going to argue the child, the school being closed. They're not going to argue you having COVID. But what they will argue is that Schedule C business. All right. Okay. Paula says, can you get a P10 if you aren't doing taxes this year? Yes, you can get a P10. It's completely up to you if you want one. My thing is why put yourself on the hook for somebody to be doing this if you ain't going to do it? So if you're not going to do taxes, I would save my $20. I would just wait until I do it. But if you want to, you are more than welcome. But you cannot be a felon. If you are, because you're going to have to check the box and say, I'm not a felon. I don't got no case pending. And they're going to ask you a couple questions that they didn't ask so much before. Now, anybody go to the site, if you haven't, you won't know the difference. But when I looked the other day, all brand new. I told y'all, turn the lights on. The IRS got money. Okay, so they done been improving some stuff. I don't know if it makes the service better, but they definitely are getting that computer stuff down so they can do this. All right. Paula says, okay, you already answered that. I answered that. Marnie, are you clear on innocent versus injured spouse? Okay. Remember, the innocent spouse is the spouse that still wants to get their portion of the tax refund, even if the other spouse owes money. You would submit an innocent spouse. Injured spouse is the person that says, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with these lies they told. Just give me my money and I'm good. Now, I know that might make it difficult in your house, but the IRS ain't got nothing to do with that domestic stuff. You're going to have to call the police for that. Okay. So I hope y'all understand the difference. Benny says, does filing the standard deduction help or hurt married couples or singles? Are they throwing money away filing standard deduction? Good question, Benny. So you are not throwing money away for filing the standard. You don't get to choose to file the standard deduction unless if you have a Schedule C business, then you get to choose which one. You want to itemize or you want the standard deduction. But if you are not adding a Schedule C, meaning you don't have the independent contractor jobs, you have no other choice. The standard deduction is automatically applied. The IRS puts that in the software. They have to do this every year because the numbers go up by $400 every single year. So what happens is they're going to put it in there. Okay. Your tax person will put your income from your W-2. And then the IRS, the software is going to automatically apply that standard deduction and reduce the amount you got paid by the standard deduction so that you're taxed less. And if your tax preparer can't explain that to you, get up out the seat and run, because I'm not having anybody do my taxes and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Okay. Good, Marty. I'm glad you understand. All right. By the bar talk says my little tax credits. I'm telling y'all, it's a lot of tax credits. So some of y'all who, this is what you should be doing. Instead of lying and creating a fake Schedule C, y'all need to get all the tax credits that you can so that you can reduce your liability naturally. That's why y'all getting audited. The IRS, and these are studies that are being done. They audit Black folks and anyone who uses the Schedule C more than anybody else. Okay, so imagine being Black and taking the Schedule C. You a double trouble. Okay, this ain't Shamika saying it. Y'all know I be reading these reports. This is what the news puts out. Okay, so if you Black, you're more than likely going to be audited. If you're using the Schedule C, you're more than likely to be audited. But if you're doing both, just going on and sit down, because you're just waiting your turn. Period. Okay. Hey, Concrete Flower, thank you. Hi and good night. Okay. Let me see. Starlight says, thank you for all the information. Thank you, Starlight. I appreciate that. I appreciate it very, very much. All right, let me go. What else I had on here for y'all? So the injured spouse. Okay. Another thing. So somebody asked me that they said I just got married. What do I have to do for my filing? Okay. I had 2 people who got married this year, Angela and Cassie. Okay. Congratulations, y'all. But let me tell y'all what the IRS says. The IRS says whatever your status is on December 31st, y'all remember that's the last day of the year, that is what you are January 1st. So if you got married anywhere up to December 31st, anytime this year, you are married, which means you should be filing married filing joint. Okay. And again, if you don't, and you're trying to do head of household on one hand and then married filing separately, then you're screwing yourself. Now, the IRS doesn't like that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you are taking the standard deduction and you're getting more off. You're getting more of a standard deduction than you deserve. If you're married, file together. Okay. Especially if you have a child that is in college. Why? And I looked at the FAFSA form. Okay, I'll be on the FAFSA form, and y'all make sure y'all share and like these videos. Okay, because this is the information that people need to hear. If you are married and they find out you're married, but y'all file separate, you will have to amend your taxes to be married filing joint. They will no longer allow you to file separate and you're married when it pertains to FAFSA. Now, the IRS may not catch it today, but imagine you being married and you filing head of household and married filing separately, and y'all done did it for the last 10, 15 years. What happens when the IRS catches 1 year and find out that you've been married all these years, but you've been filing wrong? They have 100% right to go through all those taxes and fix them and make you pay. And they will charge you for not knowing that you should have did it. Okay, that is a fine. If you don't know, they don't care. You should have known. Y'all know what they say. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. That definitely applies when it comes to the IRS, because they will fine you for not knowing. And what they're going to say is you underreported. So if you don't do it right, you are underreporting. So you need to, because you're not claiming the way you should be. Meaning you basically what they're saying is you hiding. You stealing money from us and you shouldn't be. And now we're going to go back. And if they think what you did filing wise was fraudulent, they can go back to 10 years. And some of y'all don't want that. So just do the right thing and file married. It's not that hard. If you and your spouse can't decide who should get the money, deal with that at another time. Put the money, split the money. You know, TurboTax will let you split the money and put some money over here and some money over there. But if you come to a paid tax preparer, most of them don't let you split. All right. So y'all gonna have to talk about that at home. And if you can't trust the person with the money, maybe you shouldn't marry them. Okay. I know. All right. It says, what if your spouse doesn't live in America? Can you still put head of household until they come? Now, that's a good question, Vanessa. If you have a spouse that is not a resident, you can't file married anyway because the IRS don't consider that you're not a resident. They don't want them. So if you marry somebody, they live someplace else, they're non-resident, you are head of household or single. You can't do nothing with married because to them, you are not married to a U.S. citizen, so you ain't married to them. All right, good question though. All right, it says taxpayers be wanting crooked taxpayers that would get them here. Oh, I know. Somebody put on Facebook the other day, who tagged somebody who could do my taxes. I want the largest refund I can get. Well, first of all, you're stupid because why would you say that on Facebook? Because you know Facebook stands for the feds. Okay, so they definitely looking. Two, let them get you the highest tax refund. That's fine, but just wait to your second or your third year, and then you'll come to me. I'm telling you, without a doubt, they coming. They come right to you, girl, because I'm now. They tagged me in that post, and I said, I'll get you a refund, but I'm gonna get you what you're supposed to have. I'm now. If we can find a way to legally get you some more, we can. But all of that extra doing the most, ain't nobody got time for that. Definitely don't. Okay. Now I'm gonna give y'all some tips on some things that you can do, but we try to do as close to the cuff as possible because if it comes back, my name on it. That's why you need to make sure these people have their name on it. Now, if you don't care, you just want the money because you're trying to do whatever, that's cool. But please don't think that these things won't come back to bite you because they will. Or they can. Let's say that. I ain't gonna say 100% certainty that will, because not everybody who's lying does taxes. But I promise you, they're getting better at catching it. All this stuff is going through the computer. They don't even need the people no more. The computer gonna catch it. Computers are batting. The computers are undefeated. Okay, the software is undefeated that they use. So be in mind when they had that infrastructure bill, they gave the IRS a lot of money, and they did more than just hire people. They updated their systems because they are trying to run smoothly, not because they want to make it good for us, because they're trying to catch the tax cheats. And doggone Biden said that. So they basically telling you we doing this. Okay. All right. Marcy says, is autistic adult regarded as disabled? Only people that are disabled are the ones that get a Social Security check. You are disabled if you get Social Security disability. If they are just autistic, some people are autistic and they don't get nothing, then that is just a regular dependent. Okay, that's a good question though. Starlight says, do we need to get the P10 before we take the class? Yes, ma'am. So if you're going to take my tax class, you because you want to start, doing taxes, or you just want to take it because you want to learn, you need a P10. Now, if you're not going to prepare taxes, don't do it. But if you're going to get it because you're going to prepare taxes, get one, because that is what it's for. It's for people who prepare taxes. It says, why does it give the option? What option? I'm still standing. Let me know. And that's probably the option for, I think you're talking about the option for standard deduction or the itemized. And they do give you the option. You have the option. If you're going to file a Schedule C, they're going to tell you which one you want to take. They have a right to do that. But if you don't file a Schedule C, you can only take the standard deduction. You can't take itemized if you ain't itemizing nothing. Okay. And itemized is a fancy word for write-offs. So when you putting in, oh, my fuel, but you can't claim fuel, but oh, my mileage, oh, my meals, that's itemizing. You can't take the standard deduction and itemize. You got to pick one or the other. Another thing, if you married and you choose to file separate, you sat here and said, man, I don't care what Shamika talking about, I'm gonna do my thing. Cool, I don't care. But if you do file separate, one person files head of household and the other files married filing separate, you cannot take both deductions. Whatever one spouse does, the other one has to do. So whoever files first makes the decision for the family. So if the wife with the kids and she does the standard deduction, when the husband files, it don't matter if he got a Schedule C. He can only take the standard deduction because the wife did it. Whoever files first sets the pace. Okay, so don't try. And that's one reason y'all get audited, because one person trying to do this while the other person did this. In the IRS's eyes, you are a family, which means you are one unit. One. So you can't do one and the other person do the other. You have to file the same. Now, you don't have to file on the same paperwork, but you both have to take the same deductions. Okay. Hey, Wesdale, he says, hit the like button, good people. This good info. Thank you, friend. I appreciate it. Ooh, okay. And y'all give Wesel a congratulations because he is doing what he loves to do. And he is back at it. So I know he is out there happy, smiling, driving them trucks. Okay. And if I got truck drivers here and y'all tag somebody or share this with somebody that's a truck driver, because they need to know this more than anything. And if y'all probably didn't see the video I just put on TikTok today, I'll put it on my Facebook shortly. I mean, not Facebook, on my YouTube shortly. The reason y'all are getting these large refunds is because they are giving you a fuel tax credit. And a fuel tax credit is basically where you are telling the IRS, I want my taxes that I paid on fuel back because I wasn't supposed to be taxed. Okay. Now, there ain't nothing wrong if you really have a business that qualifies, but a truck driver is not one of them. Okay. Uber, Lyft, Shipt, anything that's in your car that requires you to drive on the highway is not does not qualify for the fuel tax credit. And that's what a lot of y'all are getting your fuel tax back on. Okay. So do not do that. The video I made shows you a list of what can be claimed. And if y'all taking my tax credit, like Miss Aura, go get that video and save it to your phone. So that if somebody wants you to put that in, you need to look. So you can at least get the list that's behind my head. I go through each one. People who can take the fuel tax credit are people who farm. If you got a farm, you'll need it because you have farm equipment. And in order for you to make your farm equipment work, you got to put gas in it. And you have a non-exempt business. Now, if you have a nonprofit, you have an exempt business. So the only people that can do it are businesses that are exempt, naturally exempt from having to pay taxes. But because you go to Circle K or Wawa, you can't tell them, here go my 501c3. I'm gonna need y'all to take the tax off. They can't do that. So the IRS is allowing you to get your money back. Now, if you are and I don't want to teach y'all to do nothing wrong, but I know people are going to do it anyway. But if you are going to lie to get somebody some money back on a fuel tax credit, you need to put that they do landscape, because they do landscape or they do lawn maintenance, because those people are using fuel that is not driving on the highway. They're using it for lawnmowers. They're using it for I don't know, the stuff you use when you cut grass and you chop down trees. Okay. So you can only get the fuel tax credit for jobs that do not require you to drive on the highway. It is for off highway use. If you got a plane, and most of us don't have a plane, at least not the ones I'm talking to today, but hopefully one day I'm gonna be in front of those people too. Those people can take the fuel tax credit. So stop having these people get you $30,000 like the dude that came to me. Okay, then you know what? Somebody else came to me, and guess how much their refund was? $89,000. And it was all because of the fuel credit. And I'm like, but you ain't supposed to do. He said, well, I drive trucks. It don't matter. So the truck drivers, I'm sorry, Wesdale, I love you, but you can't take the fuel tax credit because your truck is driving on the highway. Now, if you had that truck and you was floating in the water, you can get it. Okay, but it cannot be anything that requires you to drive on the highway, 95, 59, 75, 10, any of them highways, you ain't getting it. So tell them I told you, I can't take this. And if you don't believe me now, in the video I said, you got 2 years left, and you do. The infrastructure bill gave you 2 more years that you can get this credit. So that means for the next 2 tax seasons, people are going to be getting all these high-ass refunds. Yep, they finna get $20,000, $30,000. Cool. Remember what I said. The IRS gonna audit you because they know you do not have a business that qualifies. They just gonna let you take that money. You think they care about giving you $20,000, $30,000 today when they gonna turn around and audit you and make you pay them $50,000 back? They will. So don't be out here taking stuff that you don't. You're gonna have to find your ways to get your money the right way so you won't have to pay them back later. Okay. Terry says, I definitely need you to fix mine. Well, come on. I'm doing somebody's on right now. I said, girl, not only did they give you a fuel tax credit, they put down that you bought a truck. You don't even own the truck. So this is what I'm saying. They'll put anything to get you a refund so that they can get their portion. They 10%, they 30% of your tax refund. They do not care about you. Now, I'm not saying that I care about you more or less than the other person, because I can say, hey, keep letting them mess up your credit, because I mean your taxes, because you're gonna come to me. But I'm trying to save you heartache. I care about that, because a lot of people are struggling because they don't know. And the person you go to, you trust them and you think they looking out for you, but they're not. They're looking out for themselves. So no fuel tax credit, guys. And if you want to know what form that is form, let me put this in the chat box over here. IRS form 4136. Okay, screenshot this for people in TikTok. I need y'all to look at y'all IRS 1040, and I also need you to look at your IRS form 4136, because a lot of y'all have gotten that fuel tax credit and you didn't deserve it, and you are basically telling the IRS to audit you. And they are. You know what? They even put it on their top 10 list of scams. And you know what number it is? Number 3. You know what number 1 is? The ERC, the employee retention credit. And a lot of y'all came to ask me about that. But did y'all see that the IRS has said, now we done gave y'all amnesty. We gave y'all an opportunity to remove it, and y'all didn't remove it. So now they're sending out letters and going through all the people who got it. And they're telling them, you now owe us the money we gave you, plus penalties, fines, and fees. So that 20,000 or 80,000, whatever they thought they got, because of course people got them a whole bunch. Now you're owing. Now you got to file bankruptcy. Now you ain't never going to get a tax refund, because they're going to take it forever until you pay it back. So y'all need to be careful. Y'all letting people get you in trouble because you're being greedy for one tax season. I don't care if I get a tax refund, because, and I don't know if y'all know this, but all a tax refund is, I'm not talking about the earned income credit, but a tax refund is only an overpayment of money you gave to the government. So I actually rather you guys owe than get a refund, because at least you got to keep all your income throughout the year. If you get a refund, it's only because you overpaid. Now, if you got children, you're getting extra because you got children, and that's a refundable credit. But if you don't got no kids, and I know single people, y'all be mad. Well, I don't get nothing back in my refund. I mean, I wish I had kids. No, y'all should be happy you don't get nothing back. That means you paid what you should, and you done. You and the man is even. He took his piece, you kept your piece. That's it. Now, if you happen to owe a little piece, that's all right. I tell them, y'all tripping about $1,000, really? But y'all will go to Gucci store. Y'all will go spend all that damn money on them Jordans. I can count $1,000 in some of y'all closets. But y'all mad when the IRS say you owe. Y'all better get real, because they're going to hit you up. I'm telling you, they are coming for people. They got the money now. All right. Let me see. It says, can you file bankruptcy on old income tax? Yes, Miss Pam. You can file bankruptcy on IRS taxes as long as it's 2 years or older. Y'all can do it on student loans. You can do it on overpayment of food stamps. You can do it on overpayment of Social Security benefits. Okay. And don't ask me how I know, but I know. Okay. So, yes. And I prepare bankruptcy forms for people. So I've seen it happen. And y'all know I'm not only a preparer, I'm the president. Okay. I've also filed, and I don't feel no shame. I can't be mad at what I did not know. But now I do know. My job is to do better. Okay. And educate y'all, so y'all are not in the same situation. All right. Benny says, is it safe to get a tax refund loan advance? They are offering up to $4,000. I mean, if you want to get a tax refund advance, that's fine. All I say is you're paying for it. Okay. Because I know if I get somebody a tax refund, I have to charge them more. Okay. Because that is an added benefit. So it ain't just my $300. I charge them more on top of that. And the bank is charging you. And then if you don't get a refund, okay, so remember, the bank is giving you a loan, not the IRS. So if the IRS takes your tax refund, you still owe that money to the bank that they gave you as an advance. So that's why a lot of people get it, because they know they're not getting a refund. They go and get a tax advance, a cash advance from their taxes, and then they owe the bank. And that's cool, but the bank gonna charge you interest. So if you want one, you can. Just know you're gonna pay for it. That's it. So it is not good or bad. It's just you paying for it. But I mean, hell, when I go to Disney World or Universal Studios, I pay to skip the line. Is it worth it? It just depends on what you like. So yeah, you could get a cash advance if you choose, but that's the thing. You just need to know, because y'all ain't reading them pages. Y'all not reading the contract. All right. But you paying for it. Let's see. I didn't know the EITC had an income limit. Yes, ma'am, Mika. And that's the one reason why I want y'all to tune in with me every Monday, because they be lying to y'all. You can only claim 3 kids. And if you was here last Monday, I went through the list. Okay. It's 48. I think it's 48 for one, almost 7,000 for two, and 8,000 for three. That is the cap. You don't get no more money. And if you have a dependent that is not your child, like a parent, you get $500. All right. And if you're a single person, you get $500 just because of you. That depends if your income qualifies, because some of y'all make too much money and IRS like, we ain't giving you nothing because you don't need it because your income is good. But there is absolutely a cap. So when y'all see people advertising that they gonna get you $12,000 back, they lying. Oh, come to me, I get you $12,000 with 3 kids. Okay, the first 8,000 is the earned income credit. Where the other 4,000 came from? They lying. They putting stuff on there. Now, if you choose to go to them, fine. But the reason I'm stressing this is because it's too many audits. It's too many of y'all coming to me saying, help me fix this. I told y'all last week, I had to call a wife and told her, hey, that 13,000 the IRS said you owe them, you really do. I looked at her taxes. I had to go through the letter. I had to look at some things. And when I did it, the math, it was absolutely correct. And guess what? There's nothing she can do about it. And she was mad. And I said, hey, I'm sorry. I'm not against you. I'm just here to let you know it's true. Okay. So they will definitely add up the fees. How much is the class and when does it start? The class is 500. Okay. You get the software, you get to be in the Facebook group. We meet on Sundays usually. What I'll probably do, because a lot of y'all on different time zones, we probably gonna have to do a one-on-one. But I do like y'all to be here Monday so y'all can throw in these questions that your clients may ask or that you need so that you can ask. Because taxes are gonna be busy. People are not gonna be filing their own taxes because they don't know what they're doing. That's where y'all come and get some. Hey, John. John says veterans will receive a 2024 cost of living increase starting in January 2024 checks. That is exactly correct. If you get any kind of government assistance, everybody gets an increase. Okay. The cost of living is always given from the government when you have a government benefit. Okay. A government entitlement, whether that's Social Security, VA, or even military pay. Okay. They definitely give you an increase. So anybody who is getting the Social Security disability, you're going to get some extra money in your check come January. All right. It says, what can you file if your child catches COVID this year? There is no more COVID credits, unfortunately. Now, probably what's going to happen is they'll probably go up in Congress and discuss something and probably put it out maybe later this year, or maybe they'll put it out in 2025 and let you go back and amend your taxes. That's a lot of what the IRS does. Just like this fuel tax credit I'm talking about. People have been paying for fuel for years, but they're only letting you do it for 5 years. But what happened to all other years you've been working doing your lawn maintenance job? So they work sometimes backwards. So there are no COVID credits this year unless they decide at the last minute to put it out there. And which is why I don't give y'all the software until January, like not right before, but a little bit before tax season opens, because they make changes. And I don't want to tell you one thing and then tomorrow I got to tell you something else. And if you're new to taxes, it's going to be confusing. So I wait until they put in most of all the changes that they're going to make. And they always make changes throughout the year. So the stuff will change, but I want to get as many of those changes out of the way that y'all don't have to experience. Okay. All right. Benny says, my neighbor Connie is still trying to pay the state back for unemployment benefits. Santa won't be making a visit this year, unfortunately. And that is unfortunate. And if they are taking her pay for unemployment benefits, they're going to take her tax refund too. They definitely, if they put it in to the Treasury will tell IRS to reduce her refund back to take those unemployment benefits. Now, I ain't telling you what to do, Benny, but let her know she can file bankruptcy to pay to wipe out those unemployment benefit debt that she has. Okay. Bankruptcy covers a multitude of things. Y'all just don't know about it because only the rich people do it. Now, I don't know if y'all saw 50 Cent, but 50 Cent said that Puff Daddy or P. Diddy or whatever his name is this week, he needs to file bankruptcy from all these lawsuits so he can save what he got. And that's exactly what I would tell y'all. But you see how rich folks will tell other rich people to do stuff to save their stuff? Y'all can save y'all stuff too, and you don't have to be rich. So don't think that bankruptcy is just for the rich folks. Although I say filing bankruptcy, you in the rich club, because a lot of regular people don't know about it. All right, Miss Ora says, Miss Shamika, my cousin does not live in the States. The child was born in New York. The social worker told her I cannot claim the child because I do not live in New York. That is partially correct, but not all the way true. You can't now, if you pay 50% or more of that child's care, okay? If 50% of that child's aid comes from your money, you can claim the child. Now, so it's not all the way. They got some requirements to make you eligible to claim. So if you want to, Miss Aura, send me a message and I'll send you the piece where it shows you what you have to know if somebody's a qualifying individual or not. All right. So I wouldn't say that you can't, because it's not always clear, but there are some ways that the IRS has that people just don't talk about that much. But one of them is paying 50% or more of somebody's to take care of someone, that you could do it. So we could talk about that later. I'm still standing. So the fourth child is just there. Yes, ma'am. This is why people sell their kids to other folks, because the IRS only gonna pay you for 3. Now you can put 4 kids on your paperwork, but they're not gonna pay you past 3. I didn't make that. The IRS made that. Okay. So I just want y'all to know that. So this is exactly why people sell their kids, especially the girls I know that got 6 kids. They take 3 and they give somebody else 3. Not encouraging y'all to do that, but I'm letting you know why they do it. All right. Let me see. Not sure if you addressed the LLC new law that has to be done by 12/31. Can you enlighten? Yes, ma'am. Starting January 1st, there is it's the CTA. What does it stand for? Godly. I already talked about it, but basically, FinCEN, we talked about it last week. FinCEN is going to require you to register your business from January 1st to 12/31 of 2024. Okay. If you don't register, they're going to charge you $500 a day. That's what they say today. We don't know what's going to happen in a couple more months, but you will have to register your business. They want to know who is the authorizing official over the business, who makes the decisions, because in the event there's money laundering or anything going on in your business transactions, they want to know who to come and ask questions to. So you will have to go to the FinCEN website and claim your LLC so that they can put your business and the authorizing official together. So later on, and I'll talk about it and I'll make a video when it becomes available. It will. But let me tell you, the banks are doing that now. They even do it when you apply for credit for your business. You're applying for credit for your business. They want to know who makes the decision. You got to put your social in. That's the bank's way of tying your business and you together. Now the government just wants you to do it voluntarily. Okay. So yes, that is something that's coming up. So I hope I answered that for you, Gia. Would the housekeeper get the tax fuel? A housekeeper doesn't have a reason to use any equipment. So a housekeeper doesn't use fuel for anything unless I'm missing something. Okay. But it could be fuel for a generator. But a housekeeper wouldn't do that. All right. So a housekeeper is just a housekeeper. If somebody's a housekeeper, they should be filing the Schedule C, because that's an independent contractor job, not filing for the 4136, the fuel tax credit. I would not even play it. And that's the thing. A lot of y'all putting it down, claiming it, but then you're not even matching it up with the right type of business so that you can look legit. Y'all know I always say, if you're going to lie, because people lie, you need to lie good. Okay. I don't encourage people to, but you at least need to make your story look believable so you can lessen the visibility of what you're doing. You don't want no red flags. That's how you do it. If you say you got a farm, you should be filing the Schedule F, which is a schedule farm. It's for farmers. It's, Schedule C is for independent contractors. A Schedule F is for people who farm. So don't file a Schedule C and then say you're a farmer, because it don't work. Now it'll get you a refund, but when the IRS comes back and looks through your paperwork, they're gonna say audit. That don't even go together. Okay, so we don't want to do that. Let me see. Love the way you break it down. Thank you, Miss Pam. All right, now y'all know I'm way over. Letitia says, thank you for the tea. You're welcome. Let me see. I need help with CPNs. Yeah, we're going to talk about the CPN real quick, and then I'm going to let y'all go. Can you file a bankruptcy on a student loan? Absolutely. Can you claim other people's kids who you help but don't live with you? Yes, people do it. You just message me on shamikasaves.com. I'll send you the same thing I'm gonna send Miss Aura, because I need you to see what the requirements you have to meet when you claiming other people's kids. But I'm gonna tell you what the IRS is doing. If somebody else been claiming these kids for years and years and years, but now you're doing it, They're definitely going to send a letter saying you need to prove that these are your children, because they are catching on to people doing it. Simple. Simply because they take these kids and they sell them to different people. And when I say sell them, that means, all right, I'm gonna let you claim it, but you got to give me 1,500. That's what they do. All right. So they just sent one of my clients the other day. He texted to me. They say, hey, we see the child's social was used twice, which you absolutely can use the social twice. The child had a tax refund because the child is a child actor. So they need to file taxes. And we put that they can be claimed on the parent's tax return. But because they saw the social being used twice, they were just making sure that nobody was stealing the social. So I ain't never seen the IRS just do something to be nice, say, hey, we noticed this social was used twice. Is that you? They ain't never done that. But that's how I know that this money they got is working, because now they're sending out letters like it ain't no tomorrow. Let me see. So how much is each child this year? We went over it. It's 4,800, 7,000, 8,000. That's 1, 2, and 3. Do you file chapter 7 to 13 for student loans? You can file either one for student loans. It depends on what you qualify for based off of your income. So yes, student loans can go into bankruptcy, but the chapter 7 or 13 is determined by if you have assets. You got a house, you got high income, so it depends. But most of y'all will do a chapter 7. What about the 8,400 Oprah talks about on TV? I don't know what 8,400 Oprah talking about, but I'm not even believing any of that, because it's probably a fake AI commercial. But if somebody wants to send me a link so I can look, I definitely will make a video on it. Send it to Shamika on shamikasaves.com. Go to my website. You can send me the link. I'll look it up. And if it's bullshit, I'm going to let you know. All right. May God bless you. You're doing amazing work. Thank you very much. And God has really been blessing me. I am not even going to lie. I cannot lie about that. All right. Let me go do CPNs real quick and I'm going to let you go. Somebody called me this morning and they told me, no lie, y'all. Somebody, I'm on the thing. Hold on, I'll be done shortly. That somebody charging them $5,000 to repair their credit. That is a no. Okay. So when I looked at her, I went on Credit Karma and I took a look at it. I said, well, why are you paying them $5,000? And she said, because I'm trying to buy a house and they said they can remove all this stuff. And I said, well, honey, you can't buy no house. You got 3 repos, you got an apartment on here, and you got a whole bunch of closed credit cards. And she said, well, he didn't tell me that. And I said, well, if you're going to pay me $5,000, I'm not going to tell you either. So y'all have to stop allowing people to catch you at your lowest and lie to you and get money from you. And then she gonna pay him $5,000. But when I looked at the bills, you could put the $5,000 to your debt. It doesn't make sense. Okay. So that's one thing I want to tell y'all. Stop letting people catch you, because they will catch you. And then the second thing that they're doing that I do not like is y'all are buying CPNs. I don't care if you get a CPN. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Okay. A CPN is a fake ass social security number. But here is what we're not going to do. We're not going to say, I'm getting a CPN to build my credit, because your credit is attached to the social security number that the Social Security Administration gave you, not the one that Ray and them made in the basement. Okay. So if you are going to get the CPN, cool, but use it for what it's for. And it is not to, and I know people obtain credit, but that's why y'all getting in trouble and going to jail. Okay. British Williams, the one on Basketball Wives, y'all see, I think she got a couple years in prison. And I looked at her thing and she said, I was trying to build my credit and I wanted to do the right thing because I had messed up. And if you're trying to build your credit, fix the damn thing. You don't go and get another social security number and create a whole nother credit file, because when you get caught, you're going to jail. Period. They don't give you no probation for that. You're going to jail because it's fraud against the government. It's fraud against the banks. And the banks will definitely send their lawyers to prosecute you. All right. So I don't want y'all falling into that trap because somebody done lied and told you something that's not true. All right. So I'm gonna see what y'all saying real quick. It says, some people pay people $1,000 to file for them to get more money back. Oh, yes, they absolutely do. People will pay any kind of money to get a large tax refund. And that's fine. And they're still gonna do it. But what's gonna mess them up is when them people come and audit them. And that is what I'm trying to keep y'all from doing. Because you can get caught up in it, and you can go file bankruptcy and take away that debt that you owe the IRS. That's very possible. People do it all the time. But the thing is once you get audited, they're gonna keep looking. And people who've been audited once get audited twice. And because they know you're gonna still lie. So be mindful when you get audited. The same person that I told owed $13,000, she just was audited 3 years ago. Oh, there goes that number again. 1, 2, 3. They do it. All right. It says my last will be 17 years old as of December 21st, 2023. Will she still be a dependent come January 24th? Yes, she can still be a dependent. And if your kids are in college, you can claim them up until um 24. All right. So that's a big thing. I don't know if y'all know that, but you can still claim your kids if they're in college. So if you want to claim them, tell them they need to go to college so that you can get that. You don't get a lot, you get $500, but at least it's something. They sleeping on your couch, okay? So they need to pay you for it. Let me see. It says, hey, I'm new here. I just got a blank CP. I need to get public records. Any sites you suggest? I do not suggest. Y'all see a lot of people go come to me. I make the video on how to make it. And the reason why I put that video out, not because I encourage y'all to do it, because I'm tired of people charging y'all $700 to $2,000-$3,000 to make one when you could just do it yourself. Now, if you don't need to get public records, that is something that somebody made, and that's only depending on what you're using it for. If you are getting a CPN and you need it because you need a place to live, you do not need public records. If you are getting a CPN because you plan on getting a whole bunch of credit cards and getting the money off of them, you need to get public records. I don't suggest it, but if you do, that's on you. Okay? It says, thank you for being so kind and helpful. You are very welcome. When does your tax class start again? I'm giving this, it's probably going to be at the beginning of January. I'm going to let y'all have y'all tax season. I'm going to let y'all have y'all Christmas, y'all holiday season. We're going to do this in January. It says they should have let you fix your credit. You fix mine. Absolutely. And you know what? And now I don't even fix credit. I'm a credit coach. You know why? Because once that one girl went to jail, Rose in Houston, she got caught because she kept reusing the same, and I made a video on it. She kept reusing the same identity theft report. That's how she got caught. All they did was call the police department and say, hey, sheriff, is this you 17, 20, 30 times? He said no. And you know what he did? He went and arrested her because he was mad that she was using something that he was a part of and he didn't know. So I will coach you. I will not fix it. I'll definitely tell you how to get it together because it ain't that hard. Hey, Kenyatta. Marcy, you just be spoiling me. Thank you so much. Marcy sent me $19.99. I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. And again, if anybody want to send me anything, you can go to Shamika Saves right on Cash App. The same way I spell it here, you can do the same. I appreciate that. Caitlin says, what is the CPN actually for? It's really not for anything. People use it for what they want because they mess their credit up so bad. But you can fix your credit. It's not that difficult. You can file bankruptcy. You can just pay it off. You just can go. Come talk to me. Let me look at your credit and tell you what you should do or what you should think about doing. And then you can make your decision if you want one. Some of y'all getting a CPN just because y'all got an eviction. That don't make no sense. At least if you're going to get it, it need to be because you homeless and sleeping in your car. And I don't even really encourage it then because they may have programs. But I can understand somebody wanting it for that. It says, can you do my child credit for me? And is ID me required? ID me is not required. Unless you are trying to talk to the IRS to do something on the system. But your child credit is going to happen in the tax software. So if you want assistance, just go to shamikasaves.com, send me a message. Okay. It says, I'm so happy to see you. I'm so ready for your tax class. I know that's right, Red Sunshine. Woo woo. Send me a message so I know your real name. So when we talk, I'll know who I'm talking to. Okay. All right. I got my last two messages and I'm gonna let y'all go. Jody White says, is the last year for people to claim their stimulus from previous years that didn't claim. You, if they gave out a stimulus in 2021, you can get it. But the only years you can do now, because the 3 years is 21, 22, 23. Anything before that, you cannot get. So if the stimulus came out, I forgot even what years it came out. But if you can claim it in 21, you could do it. Just like y'all who were getting the state stimulus. So if you didn't get your Arizona stimulus, if you didn't get your Alabama stimulus, or what was it? Alabama, Arizona, New Jersey. Those are the 3 states. They based that stimulus that they gave y'all off of your 21 taxes. So I have people here that they didn't do it. And I'm like, well, we got time. Let's just put your taxes in so you can get your money. Okay. So if you didn't do it, you can go back and amend, fix it, or you can file if you never file so you can get your state stimulus. Not every state got one, but those 3 states did. All right. Miss Paula says, I need to talk to you one-on-one. Well, Miss Paula, you got my number. Call me. You know I'll help you out. I've been trying to talk to you for a whole minute now. So I've been waiting on you. You're welcome, Jody White. Okay. So again, I'm going to let y'all go. I just want to say thank y'all again for being here. I probably need to start doing 8 o'clock because more people come in at 8 o'clock than 7 o'clock. But I appreciate it. If y'all got any questions about anything that I said tonight, message me. The tax class, the P10, the Treasury offset program. Y'all consider y'all think about filing bankruptcy because your credit messed up. Hit me up. Let's me look at your credit. Let's do a consultation to get you back on the right track because they doing this, y'all. They doing this, and all y'all want to do is stay below the radar. You see, you got to claim your business next year. The CTA, y'all gonna have to claim that business. So some of y'all might want to let that business go. If you did not pay your SBA loans, you need to consider what you're gonna do. You might want to go and make a payment so that they don't take your taxes if you haven't made a payment, or call them and get a hardship so you can lower your payment. If you got the SBA EIDL loan and you haven't paid, because a lot of y'all have not. Then, and my last thing, remember, you can put student loans in bankruptcy and any other government debt except criminal fines, but you can put everything else in a bankruptcy if need be. And what was my other thing? Oh, and if you need the list that shows what schools are on the borrower's defense list, hit me up. I will send you I will email the list to you. Just send me your email on shamikasaves.com. I will send you that list so y'all can get these loans dismissed. Student loans is what I'm talking about. Okay. So other than that, y'all be blessed. I love you. See you soon. And I'll be talking to you in my inbox. Okay. Bye. See y'all later, TikTok.